What is going on, nieces and nephews? Now, first, let me just apologize for how long this video has taken to get put out. First time I recorded it, wrong video settings. Second time, the footage got corrupted. So here we are again, and unfortunately being in the Pacific Northwest, we don't get a whole lot of good weather January and February. So today I figured I'd try to redo it. We've got kind of a nice day out here today, dry, that's the main thing. So this video, there's been a lot of talk recently about the most modded 500 on YouTube. Now, I'm not here to start beef, all friendly, you know, just a discussion. And, you know, I'm not here to claim otherwise. I'm just here to show you what I've done to make the bike mine. Whether that ends up being the most modded on 500 or not on YouTube. Not really the goal. But yeah, here we are. So, you know, I've always had kind of a vision or direction that I've wanted to take this bike. I didn't want to just, you know, throw parts at it or anything like that. So I'm trying to make everything cohesive and work together and use brands that I trust, right? Brands that I believe in not only their customer service, but their parts as well. And largely, as a lot of you should know, the base of this bike is Graves Motorsports. Basically, I'll be getting everything that Graves has to offer, essentially, for the 500, except the rear sets. I don't think I can justify $600 for rear sets. That the way that I ride the bike, there are better, cheaper options that are still going to be quality. So, caveat there. But other than that, you know, the direction of this was kind of a, you know, I kind of wanted to go, you know, you know, an RR version of a 500 if they ever had made one, right? It's kind of a factory plus bike. I don't want you to look at the bike and go, oh, that bike's super modded. I want you to look at the bike and go, oh, that's clean. And then as you look closer, you see things that just kind of tie everything in, right? And kind of give you this build, you know, because I come from the automotive industry, the old school industry. I used to have a 61 bubble top Impala, hydraulic, show car, you know, all that. So that's, you know, that's the era, that's the genre that I come from. And so I'm taking that to my bike, and, you know, we're trying to make everything cohesive, work together, and use as little manufacturers as I can, just to keep it kind of cohesive, right? Now, as for the cost of the bike, right? I got it. It's a 2025 SE KRT. I did get it for MSRP, so it was 72 something. I did finance it. Don't have great credit, but I have decent-ish credit. So my loan was only, you know, I'm in the very middle single-digit interest rate. So it's not horrible, but I do plan on paying this off in probably just about 2 years or so with the payments that I've decided to make versus what they are charging me per month. Insurance, because I'm older, and because of where I live and things like that, my insurance is actually fairly cheap. I've completely maxed out coverage on this bike. I've got the most coverage that you can get possible on the bike, just for my peace of mind. So things like 300 combined limits, 300,000 combined limits. You know, I've got 3,000 in upgrades that I can also claim, $1,000 in riding gear. I've got, you know, pickup services, all of it, and it's $58 a month. So imagine having minimums. That would probably be quite a bit less, but $58 a month is pretty good. Gas, I don't know, I probably spend $10 to fill the tank up. You know, it's a 2.5, 3 gallon tank, something like that. So it's not very much. And it gets me, you know, 150, 163 miles or so, I think, is what I remember seeing on the dash when I ride. Let me also state that everything done to this bike has been installed by me. No one else has touched this bike since I've bought it. So everything done, all oil changes, all maintenance. The first service, chain, everything. I do it all on myself, all by myself. She's a little dirty. He's a little dirty today. Sorry, I didn't get a chance to wash him. But so I've done everything myself. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay, let's start with the front. So the front, I've got the TST Industries front axle sliders. You do need to remove the axles to install those. So one more quick thing is I'm not going to give prices on what I spent. You know, I'm not here to part shame. So you want to mod it, you want to put a part on it, you go ahead and use any brand, any style that you want, because it's your bike. Not what this is for. This is, you know, really just to show you what I've done to make this bike mine. Okay, so let's continue with the front. Of course, we've got the custom carbon fiber 3K12 front fender. I went ahead and put the Kawasaki Racing Team sticker on myself. There's that. We've got the tinted windscreen by MotoGP. It's the 18.4 inch screen, so if you want to get that. I've also got the stock Ninja 300 mirrors because they're much shorter, so they make it look a little bit better. Then we'll move to the clip-ons. I have the Graves 41mm clip-ons. I think for ergo, they're one of the best things that you can do if you can afford it. I was able to make the bars go out further because they were just too far in for me, just giving me weird pressure points on the outside of my hands. So that has been fixed with these. I also have the fork covers, nothing special. They're just to make them black. No functionality there whatsoever, but just wanted them black. I've got the Domino A010 MotoGP grips. Love them, work great. I've just got some cheapy lever guards because I figure if I'm ever going to go down, they're going to have to be replaced, and I don't want to spend 150 some bucks to replace a lever guard. So there's that. The brake levers, clutch lever. Now these are something you don't want to cheap on. You don't want to go the cheap Amazon route, cheap eBay route. Because these are very important. If they break on you, you're kind of screwed. So I didn't want to go top of the line like ASV because they're so expensive. I probably will eventually. So I went kind of somewhere in the middle and ended up getting the Hot Bodies GP levers. Work really good. They're adjustable. And you can make them longer or shorter. I've got them in the short configuration. I've got the BR Coven fork stem phone mount. Love it. Goes in like this. Stays in. I'm just not a fan of having to buy a phone case to use for a phone system on my bike and spend the extra money when I already have, you know, a phone case that I'm happy with. So there's that. We've got the Puig engine covers, which are currently just hyper dipped that color because I wanted to test whether or not I like this color scheme or not. Spoiler, I don't, it's a little too dark. I want to go more of a classic old school goldish color. So luckily I'll be able to just peel that off, test a different color before I end up deciding to paint them. But those are the engine covers. I do have a Barnett clutch pack and spring. They're just not installed. They're back in the garage on the wall shelf of parts. I do have the Graves Velocity stacks already, and the quick shifter, which I'll do the ECU flash all at the same time. I've already paid for the ECU flash. I paid for that during Two Wheel Dynaworks Black Friday sale, so I got that for a good price. In the rear, we've got the Graves slip-on, and then we've got a Zycomo exhaust slider. It's literally just a slider for the exhaust, which attaches to my foot peg delete on this side, along with Puig rear brake master cap, just black, nothing special, aesthetic. We've got the RNG Racing foot peg delete on this side. We've got custom 3K twill engine covers here, rear hugger and chain guard. We've also got the Driven Racing rear axle sliders. You do also need to take the axle out to install these. Then we've got the Graves spool sliders, and of course the carbon fiber heel guards, foot guards there as well. The tail tidy. Got the tail tidy as a Vagabond Motorsports tail tidy that allows me to use the stock signals. And then my newest mod is the Wolfline seat. And I absolutely love this seat. There's a couple different options that you could get. I just kind of went with the plain one. But this seat is amazing. It is so soft and comfy. And it's quite a bit straighter and flatter, so that you're not always being slid into the front of the tank. So I can sit my butt back in the seat so much better now. It's so nice. So nice. So that was the newest mod. And then also for my tank grips, I use the Tech Specs XL2s. Love them, upper and lower. There's the super thin ones. The snakeskin ones are thicker, so keep that in mind whether you want thick or thin. And I think that about wraps it up. Future mods coming. I do plan on getting the TST Industries turn signals at some point with the motion and daytime running lights. Oh, and one of my favorite mods, my baby bike bell, because it's a baby bike. And Chuck the Duck, which his propeller fell off. So other than that, I don't think I'm missing anything really. It was just a test. You did notice the wheels. They are wrapped. That is a green wrap. I did the wrap, so it's not real good. But I learned a lot doing it, so I might buy another kit and rewrap it. I'd really like to just get some 40th anniversary wheels and put it on there, but it's about $1,000 for the set right now, and that's not really a priority. So, you know, the ECU flash, quick shifter, and the headers, I'll end up getting the Krapovich headers, just because Graves doesn't offer a upgrade path from just the slip-on. So I'll end up getting the Krapovich headers when I do the ECU flash. So that all stuff is coming up. The weather is starting to get a little bit nicer, so hopefully I can get some rides in. It's staying lighter a little bit later. I don't do a whole lot of night rides just because I can't get the video down without it looking like absolute garbage. So I'm working on that. Maybe we can get some night rides in when it's a little nice out. But this is mine. This is my 500. This is what I've done to it. This is how I've modded it. You know, let me know. Do you hate it? Oh, so yeah, you know, is it worth modding a beginner bike? Your 500, your R3, whatever your beginner bike is? I say yes. Anytime you can make something your own, go ahead and do it. No one really trashes on the Honda kids when they buy their first car, right? They still mod it. They don't get much flack for that, you know. So you want to mod your bike, your beginner bike, your 500, go ahead and do it. Do it the way that you want. Don't worry about what other people think or say or how they do things. Do it the way that you want. This is the way that I've done my 500. And is it the most modded? I don't know. Does it really matter? Not really, because I'm going to still do what I do to make this bike mine. And that's not going to change. So this bike I plan on keeping even when I do upgrade. I don't really plan on ever getting rid of this because it's just so great around town. It's just so much fun to rip around town really, really easily. So, but this is my bike. Let me know what y'all think. If you hate it, sorry. If you love it, you know, what would you do to it? Let me know. And as always, you know, ride safe. I appreciate y'all.